Welcome in and welcome back to the Down South Philly Show, brought to you by Sports Lounge Media. Make sure y'all smash that like button, drop a few comments, and as always, subscribe. It must be Tuesday because you see me. Man, we are down to the nitty-gritty in the NFL. We do got quite a few things to talk about concerning Eagles business, but we still also are closely following the NFL and the postseason. What's good, Daniel Barry? How you feeling? Um, Obviously, because we got rid of our offensive coordinator, thank God. We we're hoping to land one of these big fish, quote unquote. But the tricky part, about the position that we in is some of the coordinators that we're interviewing and interested in still have the potential to be head coaches, and we got to wait and see if they land um, the head coaching positions that they're going for before we can find out if they'll even be interested in coming to Philly. Because why would you turn down a head coaching job when just to go be offensive coordinator? So while we waiting on the ducks to fall, it's still some more things that have happened. So Joe Brady has been named the new head coach of the Buffalo Bills. Um, as we know, Sean McDermott was fired after another disappointing season. Not the season in totality, but just how it ended. They again couldn't get over the hump. So they lose to the Broncos. McDermott is out the next day. Um, Joe Brady, he's been there. He's been there for about 6 years, I believe. Um, Ever since he's had his hands on the offense, they've been the top unit. They've been a top 5, top 10 unit every year that he's been a part of the offense or the offensive coordinator. And I guess it just makes sense for him to be the next in line. Some say that McDermott didn't necessarily deserve to get fired. Um, I think it can kind of be this one is kind of contradicting in a sense because on one hand, the owner says he fired McDermott because the team couldn't get over the hump. But then you hit the reset button on just the coach and McDermott. But you bring in Joe Brady, who was already in the building as an offensive coordinator. I mean, if you were going to let go of McDermott, I guess it makes sense for you to give Joe Brady the chance to step up and see what he can do. Um, my only reservations with Joe Brady is he's a first time head coach. This team felt more like a Super Bowl or bust team, but can you really have a Super Bowl or bust team going forward with a rookie head coach? I don't think that's fair to Joe Brady. We already know what he can do as an offensive coordinator. We have no idea what he can do as a head coach. Um, but congratulations to him. It's a step up. I'm sure it's a huge news for him and his family. Of course, Josh Allen probably had to give it the nod for that to happen. But that also, why that pertains to the Eagles is we were interested in hiring Brian Daboll, former head coach of the New York Giants, former offensive coordinator of the Buffalo Bills, so there's some familiarity with Allen. Some would say that Dayball kind of helped unlock the Allen that we know today. Um, so he kind of had his eyes on potentially going back and being the head coach of the Bills. So with the news of promoting Joe Brady, this means that Dayball is out as the head coach of the Bills. I think it's all but it's all but decided that he is going to be the offensive coordinator for the Tennessee Titans, which we've been hearing that for a while, that it really was going to come down to him being either the head coach of the Bills or the offensive coordinator of the Giants. Disappointing news for Eagles fans because we wanted to land a big fish such as a Brian Daboll. The writing was kind of on the wall with that one. We had our sights on Mike McDaniel out the gate. That didn't happen. We had our sights on Brian Daboll, which was a close second. That didn't happen. Um, so where do we go from here? As Eagles fans, on one hand, we say that anything is better than what we had in KP, Kevin Patullo, and the miserable season that we had to endure with him as the offensive coordinator. Um, and then on the other hand, we all agree that we need a veteran offensive coordinator in the building, somebody who's done it before, somebody who's done it at a high level before, not just um, an up and coming name who we suspect could be good for the job, but somebody that we kind of know can handle it. But here's the catch and the difficult part about this one. Obviously, this is a position that we know we can't botch. If we botch it, we can have a repeat of last year. You know, every time we botch the offensive coordinator position, we end up getting booted out the playoffs in an early exit. But when we get it right, Super Bowl appearance. Um, anything, you know, those are two opposite ends of the spectrum, two very different extremes. Um, but my question is, like, where do we go from here? We have McCarthy, who just got hired as the head coach of the Steelers. Um, I I don't really care for that move either. Um, it remains to be seen what they're gonna do from the quarterback position. What's good with you?
What's going on?
Uh, just chopping it up about basically shutting the door on another big fish offensive coordinator. Just talked about um Joe Brady getting, you know, the head coaching position for the Buffalo Bills, and that pretty much signaling that Dayball is going to take the offensive coordinator position with the Titans. Um, which was kind of like so we already know Mike McDaniel's gone now, Dayball gone. Two big fish that we kind of had our eyes set on, that uh when it's all said and done, it looked like they never really, you know, wanted to come to Philly in the first place. Or they, you know, they would have. But give me your thoughts on first Joe Brady as a head coach now.
That's probably the option I would have went with if I was the Bills. I probably would have went with Joe Brady. Joe Brady probably would have been my first option, and Dayball probably would have been my second option. Um, if I couldn't get Joe Brady for whatever reason, but why would he turn down the head coaching job? So, I kind of seen that one coming. Let me put this thing on the charger. But I kind of seen that one coming, and as far as Dayball being the OC for Tennessee, I seen it was reported that he got a relationship with Salah, so that's why he went over there and went with that situation, which is pretty much what I said about all the offensive coordinators. Like, people got to, because a lot of people looking at it like, oh, they turning down the Eagles, whatever. Well, a lot of people, you don't know what they got in mind for their life and their career, whatever. They might feel like, hey, if I go over here, this will give me a better opportunity to do X, Y, and Z, something that you don't even know that's going on. Like, people, we only got our thoughts in our head. We don't know what these people got in mind or who they know. Like, they go into some of these organizations. Well, I got a relationship with this guy, and we talking about doing X, Y, and Z. Let me go over there. It's not as simple as, oh, let me go OC for the Eagles. I don't think it's that simple, because even if you look around the league, a lot of these guys who get these jobs, um, they're getting it through their buddies or whatever. So if I got a buddy over here in Tennessee, let me go over here with my buddy over here in Tennessee. We coach together, whatever. Yeah, I can go take the offensive coordinator job with the Eagles, but I want to go coach with my guy. Plus, you know what I'm saying, we got whatever going on. But so I don't think it's as simple as people try to make it black and white as if they don't come to the Eagles, they turn it down because of Hurts or Nick or whatever reason. I don't think it's that simple. I think these guys just got their own stuff in mind that people are not really thinking about. Um, I know we as fans have our eyes on certain guys, but that don't mean it was realistic that they was gonna ever come to Philly. And I don't think it's a bad thing that they didn't come to Philly. Like I said, I don't think it's as black and white or as simple as they just was like, oh yeah, I could go coach the Eagles, but I'm gonna turn it down and go do this instead. Nah, I just think it's a lot of other stuff going on that we don't really know about. It don't really necessarily have nothing to do with them choosing Eagles, or I mean choosing other teams over the Eagles. And even with Dayball, like him going to Tennessee, he well, that's what the report that I seen, him having a relationship with Solid, like you don't even know what they might have already had in mind before all of this. People have other type of plans and stuff like that, so I ain't as me as an Eagles fan wanting them guys, I ain't really tripping on it at the same time because I kind of already figured we probably end up with some kind of guy that we don't even that we not even thinking about. Not necessarily we don't know, but we probably end up with somebody that we don't know. So that's how I kind of been looking at it the whole time. Now I would have loved to get the guys that I had in mind, but it don't always work out like that. And that's not to say that the guy that we get won't be the best man for the job. It's just gonna be a the guy that y'all didn't want, that everybody just gonna basically crap on because it ain't the guy that they want. And then when he go out there and show out, they gonna act like they being wanted him.
What I never, I've never cared about the offensive coordinator position until Shane Steichen. Like going before that year, I never even talked about who was our offensive and defensive coordinator that I can think of. Um, when you see what a Shane Steichen can do with what we got in the building, and then we go to um Brian Johnson that next year, and you see like a clear cut difference between what Shane had going on and what Brian Johnson had going on. Then we go get Kellen Moore and he do what he do, and then we go back to KP. That's when I kind of even paid any attention to an offensive coordinating position. Um, and that it's a lot of factors that go into that. Obviously, now covering the Eagles, I pay attention to a lot of things more than I did as a simple fan. But I'm just saying all that to say, only really cared about head coach and not really knowing, like you said, who is the up and coming guy. It could be like 5 or 6 guys that could come in here and make this thing shake. But for me, and what's best for the team, honestly, is somebody who is young, up and coming. Even though we want it to be somebody who's a vet, chances are, if it is a vet offensive coordinator, they're only gonna be here for 1 year. So ideally, we would like to get somebody in the building that one is a good offensive coordinator, can grow with Hurts, and can stay for like 2 to 3 years. At this point, I mean, it's pretty far fetched to have a coordinator stay for 5, 10 years in one spot that hasn't already had a chance to be a head coach and failed at it. So um, when you talk about a new guy who ain't never had a chance at a head coaching position, I think it'll be realistic for at max to stay at a place for 2 to 3 years, especially if it ends up in multiple trips to the Super Bowl or just deep in the playoffs where he can, show off his badge. So uh, I think having a bad offensive coordinator kind of puts pressure on us to get a good one when obviously every year we try to get a good offensive coordinator. It ain't like
Mhm.
it's one year where we be like, all right, we can just get Joe Blow. Nah, we try to hire the best candidate every year. It's just like you said, it's a lot of factors that go into guys taking jobs or not taking jobs elsewhere. Yeah, it's disappointing to not get any of the big names, but just because we get a big name don't mean that they're gonna pan out either. So I mean, we like to always think about additions working out for the best, but that don't necessarily mean that they the best for this job or we just for whatever it's football. You can have all the pieces and it still don't go your way. So um
What you think
who
about because I seen this name pop up a couple times. What you think about Matt Nagy?
I mean that just goes back to my thing about anybody better than KP. But I do like Matt Nagy from the sense of uh
Veteran play
seem
caller.
like he a veteran play caller. We've seen his scheme work in Kansas City. So I wouldn't have a problem with it. I mean, it can't be no worse than KP. Like, it's hard for me to be picky at this point because I mean, we getting down to the nitty gritty. Um, it's probably like 5 or 6 guys that are capable of doing it. But when we talk about a Matt Nagy, he checks off obviously the box of a veteran coordinator. He checks off the box of being able to call a season's worth of games, in the playoffs. So I guess my only question would be how long could we keep him? And I guess then it'll just depend on what kind of success he have if he get the job.
I mean, how long he was in Kansas City?
And he was there for at least 3 years.
Yeah, so I mean, do you even think he trying to get a head coaching job?
I feel like he had one.
That's what I'm saying. Do you think he trying to get a head
Mad
coaching job now though? Cause I'm sure he had opportunity to leave Kansas City and go be a head coach.
because it looked like he
He
might have
might
been
be
there.
he might be the guy we looking for.
He might be. I mean, he 47 years old. Um, look like he coached. Was he the head coach of the Bears at one point?
I was thinking that too. I promise you I was about to say the Bears.
I think he might have been the Bears head coach at some point. But
That's the first thing that popped in my head too.
I could dig it. I could dig him being the head coach. I mean head coach. I could dig him being the offensive coordinator. Like at this point, I'm just ready for them to go ahead and pull the trigger. But I mean, honestly, we got time, so it could happen tomorrow. It could happen in 2 weeks.
Well, this how I feel about it. If you ain't gonna get one of the, if you ain't gonna get a, I ain't even gonna say big name. If you're not gonna get a veteran, if you're not gonna get a veteran offensive coordinator, take your time. I ain't even if you ain't gonna get a veteran coordinator, go ahead, just take your time. I don't want you to rush it because I'm ready for you to pick nobody. So try to get the best guy in there for the job because you getting them in here this week versus next week ain't gonna make that much of a difference. So go on, take your time and make sure you do your due diligence and you interview who all you can interview and they got the right stuff you think gonna be the best that's gonna be best for this team moving forward as far as next season because you never know how long somebody gonna stay around but um at this point with certain names going off the board um take your time now we can get a Matt Nagy. I'll take him like I said like we were saying a veteran play caller gonna be clutch. And you talking about somebody who didn't coached in Super Bowls. He been under Andy Reid, which is always a plus. Um, so I think he would. I know a lot of. Well, I ain't gonna say a lot. Um, I'm gonna say some. You probably can say this about every single team because there's gonna be a bunch of fans who don't know what the hell they're talking about, and a bunch of fans who just talking. But I know some of the Kansas City fans probably looking at it like, man, you seen our offense, bro? Well, first off, you gotta think about this. Him OCing for the Eagles and this team is way different than him OCing for Patrick Mahomes and the Kansas City Chiefs.
Mhm.
Just that goes back to what DP, like how you always be saying when they talking about, well, if Patrick Mahomes was on the Eagles, well, it wouldn't even look the same. Same
Mhm.
thing with offensive coordinator. A whole different team is not even going to look the same. The scheme might be, you know, very similar, but with Hurts and the wide receivers and the weapons that we got, it's gonna look different. It's gonna play out different. And plus you're not gonna run the exact same thing anyway. So, um, just you can't really necessarily just go off of that. So I happily take Matt Nagy.
You got any other OCs that you kind of got an eye on that you
Nah,
at the very least wanna interview?
nah, nobody other than the name we put out before, as in and shoot, now we getting into my realm. Shoot, hey, but my boy, now this when my boy come on the table, Foles. Hey, what you doing, my guy? With Foles, we need to holler at him, but he ain't thinking about coaching. I would holler at Foles. And cause another reason why I'm saying that is because I'm seeing reports coming up of we interviewing this guy, that guy. They ain't even offensive coordinators. I'm like, oh hell nah. So if you gonna do that, you might as well holler at Foles. And then what was my guy name from Tampa Bay?
Leftwich.
Leftwich. Leftwich. Shit, I need to send him a DM. Hey, the Eagles ain't. What you doing, bro?
Ain't hit you up?
Man, let me make sure he went coaching somewhere in college or something. We just don't know about it. But
Send me your resume. I make sure they get it.
yeah, I know you got your people. Have your people hit up the Eagles people and see what they. I'm sure they'll at least give you an interview. You can't do nothing more than go in there and pull a Mike Tomlin and pull off a job that you weren't even supposed to have. But yeah, I would just say only two people on my list since we didn't got to this point. It probably for sure would be Foles and I was about to say Tomlin, Foles and Leftwich. Um, but yeah, other than that, like I said, if we gonna bring somebody in who ain't a veteran coordinator, just go ahead and make sure you get the right guy in the building. Because like I said, it ain't as basically now we getting into the realm of like if we would went to the Super Bowl, we could have got one of these guys. So I mean, take your time. You got the next take a couple weeks get the right guy in the building at this point.
Hey, speaking of Super Bowl, that's two more coordinators that's probably gonna be highly touted after the Super Bowl too, in the Seahawks. And well, we kind of figured that McDaniel's probably not gonna go nowhere. I feel like he didn't found the sweet spot. He didn't.
Who?
Josh McDaniels, the OC for the Pats. Now
Oh,
he
I
done
mean, if he
had,
did go somewhere, you to be head coaching somewhere.
but I'm saying he didn't already. He kind of fit that build of he didn't been places, didn't
Right,
work out as a head coach, so he kind of found his mojo.
right,
OC of the Pats,
right.
and that could be that could be a 10-year relationship. They married him with a young Drake May. They already been to one Super Bowl in year two, so it's gonna take a hell of a sweet deal to get him out of New England. Um,
And it's your first year you coaching with Vrabel.
mhm.
I can see that
They
just being
they
a
at least got to
situation.
they at least got to run that back a couple
That's what I was
times.
about to say. I can see a situation where they just want to see how it go next year. And on top of
Mhm.
that, um, y- it probably only be a situation of like I don't know how you like you said I don't know how you feel about being the head coach again or whatever, but it probably had to be like too good of a deal to pass up or something
Yeah.
like if the Bills had hit
A
him up
offer
like,
you
hey bro,
can't refuse.
yeah, like if the Bills hit him up and was like, hey, come coach for us and we're gonna give you this much amount of bread, then shit, I bet. But
Yeah.
outside of that, he probably like you said running back with the Pats. Um, but yeah,
Now the
guys like
quarterback.
the guys that's left, they in positions to get head coaching jobs if they want it. Outside
Mhm.
of that, they just go back to the teams they own. Especially with the teams going this far, you gonna fire your off. Nah, they're not gonna fire the offensive coordinator, and they're not gonna leave being the coordinator from a team that just went to the Super Bowl to go be
A lateral move.
go to another team and be the OC. So
Speaking of the coaching carousel, what you think about McCarthy going to the Steelers?
we kind of had touched on that 1 week, but I think that's a good move for them. I don't know who else they could have put over there, but I ain't gonna say I think I think that could potentially be a good move. I ain't mad at that. I ain't mad at them hiring Mike McCarthy. That's somebody I can see
Now, do
um
you think
coaching
it's
that.
got anything to do with trying to get Rodgers to come back?
Nah, it can't be because if I'm the general manager and the owner of that team, shit, we get Rogers to come back with Tomlin here. Like, he ain't like I don't even think that was no thing. Um I think they just was done with Tomlin. I don't think, and then as far as just hiring Mike, I don't think that necessarily had nothing to do with Rodgers because you talking about you gonna hire somebody to be the head coach of your team for an old dude? Nah, they moving back. They Mike Tomlins if that's what they doing. They on they their own worst enemy if that's what they doing. Like we gonna hire you the coach an old guy that will probably just be here 1 more year and he ain't gonna do nothing. Just can't. I just can't see the Steelers being that dumb. Now ain't gonna put it past them because I don't know them, so they might be that dumb. But nah, I think I even when I heard the name come on the table, somebody was saying it, I was like, "Damn, Mike to the Steelers." That was a few weeks ago. I was like, "Damn, that probably be a dope move." So they probably looking at it kind of how I was looking at it. Come in there, juice the offense up a little bit because they seen what he did in Dallas. It ain't his fault that damn Dak a choke artist.
I mean, that's the truth though. He didn't coast in the what 3-12-5 seasons.
Yeah, so they if they could get 12 wins over there and then have a defense, I mean, probably more than that, but I mean, I don't know, at least 12 wins. You just want to be competitive, like highly competitive inside your division, like not just getting by how they been doing, but if you can just same old great defense, and he come in there and well, they didn't have a great defense this year, but a great defense that they usually have, and then you come in there with Mike, he done juice the offense up. Shit, they might make something shake.
I mean, if he can do what he did in Dallas, that might be good. Because I
That's
mean,
what I'm
you think
saying.
about it,
Cause
Dallas was
they
like
ain't
you
got
said,
no
highly competitive in the division. Now they fell on their face every time they hit the playoffs.
right.
But as far as regular season concerned, they was right there in it every year.
That's what I'm saying. If he can come over there and juice the offense up like how he had Dallas, they offense was straight. And then the defense was always clicking because they had Dan Quinn over there. But I mean, he could find somebody to get him a good coordinator over there, coach the defense. They know how to get the players as an organization. Um, and they got their standards that they have for a defense in Pittsburgh. So um, yeah, I think they could be straight. I want to see what they do over there.
Yeah, that should be straight. I think it's also gonna come down to who he get as his defensive coordinator. Because we already know that he gonna be hands off on that side of the ball. So he need a big Fangio over there that can come in and just have that side of the ball to themselves. In other news, actually, before I get to this next one, we're gonna take a quick commercial break. We'll be right back. Introducing Black Diamond Concentrate from Diamond Collection, a premium mineral supplement crafted to elevate your hydration experience. Formulated with no dyes, sweeteners, or artificial flavors, Black Diamond Concentrate is 100% natural. Just 2 dropfuls added to a 16.9 ounce bottle of water can transform the way you hydrate. Order today at poweredbytmb.com and use code DSP at checkout to receive a 20% discount. That's code DSP. All right, let's get back to. Welcome back to the Down South Philly Show, brought to you by Sports Lounge Media. Hey man, I've been hearing some rumblings that the big ticket Mekhi Becton might get cut. If he does, what you think about a reunion in Philly?
I wouldn't be mad at it. I'm always down to bring some good players in. I, I wouldn't turn it down. I wouldn't be mad at it.
Well, for one, we could bring him in on the cheap. It's gonna bring more competition to that guard position because last year it came down between Steen and Becton. So can't do nothing but make that room better from that regard.
Yeah,
Obviously,
I'm always down for some depth.
hmm um, offensive line left something to be desired this year. One of the many things that went wrong with this offense in the 2025 campaign. So I think that'll be a dope addition if we can make it happen, assuming that he does indeed get cut and he want to return to Philly. Some of the reports are saying that he just reverted back to the bad habits that he had in New York and never really panned out to what he had in Philly. But I mean, it's a lot of factors that can go into that. One being coaching, two being, uh, it's only one Philly. It's only one
Yeah,
STU.
sometimes you just don't even want to be there. I can't even
Yeah.
get maximum effort. I don't even want. I really don't even mess with y'all like that. Now, and I think we didn't seen that plenty of times though. I think
Plenty of
Nick
time.
Foles was. I think Nick Foles had a little bit of that.
We seen the reverse with Huff being in
Yep.
Philly.
Yep.
So I mean, just certain players, they do well in certain schemes, and when you take them out of whatever scheme or whatever situation that is, you see the
Yeah.
difference on the field.
I think it's a scheme. Sometimes it just be the team and the environment. I like my
Mhm.
guys that I'm playing with, so I'm gonna give a different type of effort.
Mhm.
I like
Yeah.
my coaches, you know what I'm saying? Coaches coaching me right. I got my guys I'm dealing with. And especially a lot of times you see it a lot of times when players that's uh their first team. Once they leave their first team, it's like usually you'll see them like fall off or something like that. And it could be just as simple as that. I don't really like playing for y'all. I don't like the scheme. I ain't gelling with the coaches, whatever. Now, Mekhi Becton's situation a little bit different. Well, is that he left his first team and came over here, but um, it's always a little bit of variation. But you can tell a lot of times players just like playing with certain teams and certain schemes and being around like all coaches can't coach and all coaches can't get the best out of all their players or whatever, or get the best out of certain players and stuff like that. And I think Beckman just kind of had found this spot, which you see a lot of them dudes, they don't even really be wanting to leave. They don't really be wanting to leave. Like Mekhi Beckman didn't want to leave Philly. It
Nah, he
just
just couldn't turn down that bag.
yeah. On top of that, I think he can turn down the bag, and I think sometimes, and I do think sometimes players do be wanting to let me see if I can go over here and you know what I'm saying.
Duplicated.
Just kind of like Fred. Fred said the same thing. He said he kind of really had the opportunity to come back to Philly, but he wanted to see could he go be a starter somewhere. So he went over there and was like, damn, I probably just should have stayed in Philly. But he didn't went and found out. Like sometimes you just got to go out and find out. It's kind of like kids going to live on their own. Like, damn, yeah, I was ready to get up out of there, but this ain't really what I want right now. So let me just go on back to the crib for a little bit and get straight.
Slay. Slay found out.
Yeah. Yep. 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 And I think
And
Slay's situation was just I don't even know if we really was trying to bring him back like that for real.
not
Um
really.
so he really was on he really probably just had to retire or go somewhere else and he probably wasn't ready to retire. But because BG would have been in the same situation. He would have had to go play for somebody else because we weren't really trying to bring him back in Philly. Um,
Tell me this though. Would you bring Slay back? 26.
would I bring Slade back?
If the
It's
the
hard. It's hard
1
to
year deal.
it's hard to say. Probably not. It's probably hard. It's kind of hard to say now because damn, I don't know what they gonna do. But nah, I think we should just be moving forward. We need to be worried about getting new young. We need to be getting some younger guys up in here. Slade, he didn't. He out of here, man. Um, nah, it would have been dope to have him on the roster this year with the way we was looking, but um, nah, we need to be. We don't, because what we don't need to do is he come in there and take up a roster spot that a young guy could have been on the roster. Damn, either starting or developing or something. Like, don't even come over here and take up no cap and no roster spot. So nah, I probably wouldn't bring him. Only way I'm bringing him back is like, damn, we ain't. He out there in free agency. We ain't do what we supposed to do at corner. Fuck. Hey, let's go get Slaver. Like it got to be something like that. We get into camp and damn, we ain't never addressed the corner situation. Damn, that dude in camp looking crazy, and we know we don't want to run it back like we was looking last year. So we was like, let's call Slade and bring him into camp. That's the only way I'm bringing him back. But that ain't my plan. It wouldn't be my plan.
Yeah, I think once we figure out what we're gonna do at offensive court, which that's two completely different sides of the ball too, so they probably ain't even related. But I guess our main focus is on whoever they hire for this OC position, and then everything else can kind of take shape in the coming weeks and months. Um, we gotta touch on a couple of Eagles updates. Jihaad Campbell got named to the All Rookie team. Uh, kind of speak to like what you saw from him this season and his I don't know if you could even say limited because I feel like we done saw a good sample size of Jihaad Campbell this year. What you
Yeah,
think?
he was a rookie. He did good. Alright. He did good, and just like any rookie, he had a lot of stuff he can improve upon. And like I said, like I've been saying all season, he got an example right there in his linebacker room. Watch Dean. Watch what N'Kobe Dean do and do everything that he doing. Like he should have been following Dean around and watching the way he hold his coffee cup when he pick it up. Okay, that's put it down like that. Bet. Okay. Then you walk over there and get you. He need to be doing everything Dean doing. All right. He scratch his neck like that. Like everything. So doggone uh he as a rookie you could improve. Ain't no rookie came in the league and just was like straight up didn't have nothing to improve on. So, he he did good for the time that we had him. For the time that we had him starting. And he can improve better in the run game, pass game, all around, really everything. But he did well enough though. He did good when we had him in there. He just got to learn how to attack the run game and the linemen and stuff like that better. But it's a lot of stuff. I know Fangio and them dudes had that meeting what they have at the end of the season and told him what he can improve on. And like I said, he had an example right there in the room, so he really can just grab N'Kobe Dean, work with him. He can go grab N'Kobe Dean film. Of course, watch other linebackers, but I'm saying you got somebody that's right there in the scheme that you was in the playing the position that you was playing. Um, and maybe and I done heard a few people. Oh boy, what's his name? They got the channel Top Billing or whatever. He always say that he feel like Campbell is better playing in Bond position instead of the Kobe Dean position, whatever. But of course, he playing in the Kobe Dean position because Kobe Dean was hurt.
Bond. Um,
And
if you feel like if for some reason we can't figure this thing out with Dean and they give him a bag wherever, you think he'll be straight to take over?
Man, let me tell you something. I don't even want to think about Dean going nowhere else. That's the furthest thing from my memory, from my mind right now. But yeah, I think he'll be straight. Yeah, year two. Um, yeah, I think we'll be straight. Because you gotta think we still got um, damn, what's his name?
Trotter and Small
Trotter.
Monday.
We still got Trotter. We still got Monday too, but at the end of the day, I feel like Trotter is probably the closest thing we got to Dean. So if they go to camp and try to beat his ass out for the position, then
Hey,
it
what
is
you
what it
want me to
is.
do?
Yeah.
What you want me to do?
So I think we straight at linebacker, whether Dean there or not. It just depends on, and I think Fangio. Oh, I didn't know what that was, but I think Fangio is also the type of coach where he won't allow he won't allow Campbell to start just cause he a first round pick. So that's all I can really say about Campbell. I like him though. I just think he got room for improvement, just like any other rookie.
Yeah, he turned in a solid season. Him and Makuba had a good season. I really don't have. Obviously,
Yeah,
we didn't get to see either one of them really finish out the season for different
right,
reasons.
right.
But I don't see no reason why they can't be better in year two.
Yeah.
And that's all because we believe in that man, Vic Fangio.
And I think I think he got injured early enough where like he'll be like later on in the off season, like by the time camp and all that stuff start, he'll be able to like because it seemed like he
I,
would have. It
I
seemed
heard
like
some
he.
reports that said he could have possibly been ready if we did go to a Super Bowl.
Yeah, that's what I was just about to say. I was about to say because he was in a position where like if we had went to the Super Bowl or something like that, they probably wouldn't have played him, but he would have
Yeah.
probably been able to play. So that's what I'm saying. If he can go ahead and just now you ain't even got to worry about nothing in practicing that. You just go ahead, heal all the way up, and then when it get around that time where dudes start doing their off season workouts, you just start getting back with the program and then be ready for camp.
Yeah.
Put a little bit of
Speaking,
weight on.
yeah, he definitely need to do that. Um, Speaking of Vic Fangio, my boy got named as a finalist for AP Assistant Coach of the Year. How you feel about year two under Vic Fangio? I call him Big Fangio.
Yeah, hey, Fangio doing the thing, man. They call him Big Fangio in the wood. But yeah, just like everybody else, Fangio, that guy. 2 years in a row, he got the Eagles defense balling. So, and he know how to put the guys in the right position, who to put, who to start, who to put in what position. So, I mean, he just seen a lot of ball, man. So, it ain't nothing negative I can really say about Fangio.
Yeah,
Anything negative happened with the defense, it was on the players.
yeah. I mean, he not only showing us what a competent defensive coordinator supposed to do and what it should look like, but he also showing us like from a development standpoint, and obviously it ain't all Fangio because the assistant coaches got something. The position coaching's got a lot to do with it too. But
Right. Yep.
from a development standpoint, from personnel in the game, so obviously sometimes as fans we want to see X, Y, and Z play, and we don't understand why they not getting more burn, and then they get their chance and you see exactly why they was warming the bench up. Uh,
Mhm.
and we seen that time in and time out under Fangio because he don't he not just gonna put a player in there just because they drafted in a certain position or because they making X amount of money. He gonna really put the guy who is the best at the position on the field. So I gotta respect that the most out of everything that Fangio has done in his short 2 year stint here in Philly. Um, eh, if he do it, like
And
I
he
didn't
know when to
think
get you out of there.
he
I
know when to
thought
get
you
you
was a
out of
man
there.
for the job, but let me
Mhm.
go on ahead and put Buddy out there.
With these two, I already felt like this after year one, but I mean, with Big Fangio, he get the Stoutland treatment. I don't question nothing that he do. I know that he got the defense best interest at heart. So whatever he do, it must be the right move. I see we got a preview for the season for next season. Obviously, we already know about the division opponents. But on top of that, we got the Rams, we got the Seahawks, the Panthers, the Steelers, the Colts, the Texans, the Bears again. We got the Cardinals,
Oh, that's the solid. That's solid.
Tennessee, Jaguars, and San Francisco.
Yeah, that's gonna be a good schedule.
Yeah.
Look like
Obviously, you know,
it might be quite similar to the schedule we just came off of.
maybe. Um, it's too soon to tell like what the schedule gonna mean, obviously. Because what a lot of people like a lot of analysts like to do is just compare it to the season that we just saw, and none of these teams probably gonna look like what they gonna look like in September. So it ain't even really worth speculating other than just seeing the logo on the side of the helmet. The the Seahawks could be the defending Super Bowl champions at this time next year. That remains to be seen. Obviously, coaches moving left and right. So I think Tennessee will have a new head coach. The Cardinals will have a new head coach. The Giants gonna have Harbaugh, new head coach. The Steelers gonna have McCarthy. So we're gonna be playing a bunch of new. We're gonna be playing a bunch of new head coaches, at least in that with that team
And
coming up next year.
that's another thing too, going back to the offensive coordinator thing, like people going to like these offensive coordinators going to certain teams or whatever, like the Mike McDaniel thing. And like I was saying with the Harbaugh, boom, he went to Tennessee. Him and Salah already like they got a relationship. They cool. They done coached together before. They, you know what I'm saying. But I don't know Mike McDaniel's and Harbaugh for the Chargers relationship. But even if they didn't have one, you got to also look at stuff as like he might look up to Harbaugh. Let me go see how, you know what I'm saying? Let me go see how Harbaugh run his program over here. Like he might be looking at it from like this somebody I want to build a relationship with. They kind of asked for me. Let me go over here and see can I build because sometimes it's chess, not checkers. I might can go over here work with Harbaugh, and then boom, in the future, you never know. This might line up. He might come end up having to come work with me, or now that we got a relationship, he might recommend some. You know what I'm saying? Like some people, you might just take advantage of an opportunity to build a relationship with somebody. So it ain't all about. Oh, I don't want to coach the Eagles. Let me go coach um whatever buddy name is for the Chargers. Let me go coach him instead of coaching Hurts, or let
Herbert.
me go coach with Harbaugh instead of coaching with Sirianni. Like that black and white. It might be like, hey, I see some relationships over here I can go build, or some relate or something, a situation that might could help me later on in the future. That's why I said you never really know what these coaches got going on. I don't think it's as simple as deciding on what quarterback you want to coach or what head coach you want to coach with or whatever. It gotta be it gotta be some thought put into it and some kind of nuance to it as well. Cause that's how I would be thinking. I might be like, shoot, go over here and coach with Harbaugh and see if I can build a relationship with him. See what kind of knowledge because he didn't coach in college and had success. He didn't coach in the league and had the success. I ain't got no relationship with him. Let me go over here and then he might could when I do go be a head coach again, I probably could take some of them people from over there, or he might recommend, you know what I'm saying, or whatever. So um basically I'm saying all that to say y'all never really know why these guys taking certain certain offensive coordinator jobs with certain teams. because people are try to paint it the picture as if they know, they don't want to, nobody want to coach with Sirianni, but ain't nobody probably ain't thinking about that, but y'all, because that's the only thing you really your little brain could come up with.
Yeah, some of the things that's out there is kind of wild, and it's wild from the standpoint of it's a lot of it comes from like Philly, as opposed to you already expect certain things to come from the haters,
Other
like,
team, right?
but when
Cowboy
it's
fan,
coming from Philly, that's where it kind of like it used to blow me, but now I mean I'm
you
coming to
expect,
expect it at this point.
yeah,
I mean, we've been seeing the same song this whole regime. We've been really seeing how like Philly rock from a media standpoint and from a fan standpoint. Um and it kind of turned me off from a lot of things. And it's one of the major reasons why we got our own show now is because the narrative we can kind of and we I don't even know if we can say we trying to spin our own narrative. It's just we definitely ain't subscribing to what they talking about.
right.
Um, it's still a few head coaching positions left. I think definitely Cleveland. Um, I
Arizona,
don't Arizona
the Raiders.
and the Raiders. I think them the last three, if I'm not mistaken.
Let me see who else. Yeah, that might be it.
I think that's it because
Who was it? Cleveland, Arizona, and the
Cleveland,
Raiders.
Arizona, and the Raiders.
Oh yeah. Who who Baltimore hired?
They hired somebody I ain't never
Yeah,
even
I ain't
heard.
okay. That's what I'm saying. They hired Joe Blue, ain't it? No, let me
Yeah,
stop.
basically. He was a defensive coordinator somewhere, but I wasn't really familiar with the name. But yeah, they got their guy, or at least they think they got their guy. Harbaugh is in New York. Atlanta hires Stefanski.
Buffalo, Joe Brady.
Yeah, Buffalo, Joe Brady.
Who Tennessee
Uh,
hired?
Tennessee hired. Wait a minute. I don't think they hired. Did they hire? Yeah, they had to hire their head coach because that's why.
They ball going. Oh yeah,
Yeah,
it's Salah.
yeah, solid. So yeah, it's only them three left, and they not they not what you would consider the most desirable. Out of those three, which one would you think is the most attractive out of the three?
If I was trying to be a head coach, let me see, Cleveland, the Raiders, and what was the other one?
Um,
Arizona.
Arizona.
Definitely wouldn't be Cleveland. That's where damn careers go to die.
Nobody got a quarterback, by the way, out of the
And
three.
even if I wasn't going to Cleveland, like I wouldn't subscribe to like none of the stuff they got going on over there. Like I got we got like this when we having before I tell them that I'm accepting the job. Look, if you ain't gonna let me do this, I ain't taking it. Cause
Hey,
I don't even like the way stuff ran over there. Like before they had their last head coach. Like I don't like the way the organization is run, like the way they do
yeah.
stuff. And we ain't holding on to Miles Garrett. I would love to coach you, bro, but bye. Like let
he
bro get
too
up
he too
let
val he too
let
valuable.
let bro get up out of here. I would love to coach you, bro, but we gonna go ahead and let you go. My first year, you ain't
We
coach
gotta
Miles
blow
Garrett.
now. We gotta
You
blow
ain't
this up.
you ain't want to coach Miles Garrett. I would love to coach him, but hell, I'm trying to coach for a long time.
Mhm.
Damn.
Not this year.
Yeah, so we're gonna have to go on let you go, cuz. Like we had to get him up out of there. So I would yeah, I'm letting them know like y'all ain't gonna let me trade Miles Garrett. I ain't even coming over here, bro. And uh, now, I don't know why I'm saying this, but we probably should trade him to the Eagles. Like I don't know what's making me say that. I don't even like the Eagles like that. If you go look on my social media, I done erased all. I mean, I ain't got no evil stuff on there. Nah. But anyway, um, but yeah, I wouldn't go to Cleveland though. I'm just saying if I had to. But out of them three, I probably would have to go to Arizona. I probably had to go to Arizona. It probably would be Arizona first, then um the Raiders.
What you doing with Kyler Murray? If
Yeah, so
if
when I
you
was hollering at Cleveland, I told him Miles Garrett had to go. So if I come on over here, we don't know who Kyler Murray is. Like he would not be on if y'all ain't let me get rid of Kyler Murray because I'm not coaching him either. Nah, but for real, if I would go to Arizona. Kyler Murray is not gonna be our quarterback. Like I would have to do my research and my due diligence and talk, but I ain't even trying to go through a year with Kyler Murray. Like that's over with. I done went through whatever year he in. I done went through from outside of looking in years of Kyler Murray, and I'm done with that. So um, I don't need to coach him. I know what's up with him. He got to go. We gonna go over here and get two. Nah, I was playing. Nah, but
hey,
nah. I
that
probably, you
could
know what
be
I
on the
probably would
table.
do? I probably would. I don't see. I don't know all the options, but one person. Nah, you know what I would do? Two people that would probably be on my radar if I went to Arizona is what's my dog name from 49ers? Jones.
Mac 10, Mac Jones.
Matt Jones would be on my radar because you gotta think whoever coming in, you in here for 1 year. So I'm trying to see what you got. Matt Jones would be on my radar. Um,
Malik
oh,
Willis.
but who?
Malik Willis.
Malik Willis would be on my radar. What's dog name? What's our backup quarterback name?
Tanner McKee.
Tanner McKee would be on my radar. Let me see. That's probably it. That's all it where I can come up off the top of my head. But them three would be on my radar. So I'm probably trying to see. I'm probably trying to see if I can get one or two of them. And
Yeah, there'll be some solid additions for sure.
and then I'm gonna do whatever else I need to do um with the off season and
They got your
draft.
boy over there too, Walter Nolan. Gonna be
Oh
coming off a
yep,
major injury.
yep. He got injured again.
Yeah,
Dang, bro,
yeah,
ain't played but a couple games, ain't he?
he had something serious. Let me see, Walter.
I'm saying when he came back after he missed.
I feel like he got hurt after that too.
Dang,
To add insult to injury. So he was battling the calf injury before training camp. That's what kept him out. Then he had the season ending
Achilles.
left knee injury in week
Oh okay,
16,
oh okay.
requiring surgery and potentially impacting the start of 2026.
Dang, take it easy, my boy. But yeah, so I will go over there and do. I ain't familiar with their roster and what they need, so I can't really say more about it. But yeah, Kyler Murray, they definitely a provider there.
Yeah, man. So I'll be interested to see how these next three positions fill up from the head coaching position, because I got a feeling that that's going to have a lot to do with how the rest of the chips fall from an offensive coordinator position and so on and so forth. And obviously, when it comes to head coaches, um, the two offensive coordinators or just the coordinators from the Super Bowl period could be looking to get interviewed and potentially hired. Because ain't nobody. They it's gonna take somebody like that to take that position because ain't nobody just standing up for either of the three.
Right.
Ain't nobody excited to take none of the three. So
Unless you
either
just
way,
thirsty.
yeah, either way you got. So I mean, and I think Josh McDaniel got fired from Vegas. I
What
think
rated? Yeah. Yeah.
that's
I was
what
just
he
about
was with. So that's a no. All
right.
the rip.
Off the ripple.
But yeah, I'd be interested to see how these three pan out, and they probably won't until after the Super Bowl. See who go where. Um, then we can get to the rest of the business or become the business. But that's really all I had for this week. We obviously only got one more game. We can kind of preview that next week because we got 2 weeks
Right.
to talk about the Super Bowl. But I guess we can kind of touch on the championship weekend. Tell me what you thought about the. Did you see any either one of them games?
Damn, did
So
I
we
see
had
it?
the Pats and the Broncos, and then the Seahawks and the Rams. I know we saw the
We saw
Seahawks and
which
the Rams.
one? Yeah, I saw Seahawks and Rams, Pats and Broncos. Nah, I didn't really see. I think I seen the end of that game. Yeah, I caught the
I
end of that.
In my opinion, I mean it was a good game. Obviously, we know the Broncos went in there with one hand tied behind their back because they ain't had Bo Nix, but they had a real chance to win that game, in my opinion. They came out blazing. I think they just Sean Payton just got too big for his britches. He neglected to take the points when he was already up by 7. Could have went up 10-0. And then out of nowhere, obviously you can't predict this, but then the bottom fell out of the sky. And really they wasn't scoring before halftime, but when that weather hit, it really wasn't no scoring after that. So I think he missed a golden opportunity to at least put himself in the best position
In the first
to
half.
win that game. So I mean, it's entirely possible that the Patriots come out and they score anyway, but I would rather lose that way
Right.
than for it to be, overly aggressive move with a backup quarterback. But the second game, we both saw that game on primetime sports. That was way more exciting. Sammy D came through.
Man,
Sammy
Sammy, hey, I ain't got nothing negative to say about Sammy D. He was make and what I like about it was he showed up when they needed him. He showed it ain't nothing I can say about a man that did that. Especially
Mhm.
when a lot of people were saying that you wouldn't. But I ain't gonna say I knew that he would, but I knew if the Rams defensive line couldn't get to him that he would be okay. But my thing was I thought the Rams because I still wanted Seattle to win, and I still kind of thought they would win. But the only factor for me was if the defensive line of the Rams could disrupt him or not. No, I felt like if they could disrupt him all game long, it was a wrap. But if they couldn't or they was just a little bit, then I was like, yeah, the Seattle probably got them because they gonna do what they need to do. And it really could have got uglier than it did, but they Seattle was letting them off the hook with penalties. So it was like two drives where they kind of saved the Rams offensive drives, but well, two that I can remember. But there was a good game, like you said. There was a lot of action going on, especially towards the end of the game. Um, that was a good one. And like I said, shout out to Sam Darnold for being who they needed him to be in the biggest moment at that time. Okay, ain't wasn't no bigger game than the game they was in, and the game they was in was the NFC Championship. So he showed up when they needed him too, man. And that's all you can really say about. That's the only thing you can really say about these quarterbacks, because a lot of these quarterbacks that people fall in love with, they get in those same situations and they crumble. They miss throws or throwing interceptions, or they just out there flustered and frustrated. So, to me, you can because I know a lot of people probably got a lot of opinions about Sam Darnold, but um, sometimes you gotta update your resume. How you feel about these guys now? If he, especially if he go in the Super Bowl and do the same thing, and we done seen Sam Darnold really kind of doing his thing all season. Of course, he gonna have some moments here and there, and then we seen what he did last year. Now he kind of fell off in the playoffs towards the end of the season and in the playoffs, but their defense did too last year. But like I said, sometimes you got to update your resume. You can't keep holding guys to damn who they used to be. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes people, just like in real life, when people grow and mature, sometimes people gain, grow and mature. And then right now, we kind of just got to look at Sam Darnold for what have you done for me lately? Like they doing everybody else. They when you doing something bad, they want to hold you to that. What have you done for me lately? Let's do it when you're doing good. Well, he was looking good lately, so. Let's do the same thing when you're doing good. Because a lot of times when people start doing good, nah, I gotta see it again. Nah, he ain't that. Nah, but as soon as you do bad one time, nah, he was trash. Until I see him do good. Nah, now it's until you see him. Nah, but um, so like I said, you gotta get a man his flowers and his props and his just due. Um, and what kind of killed me about how people be jumping on these players like that. Like you don't want nobody doing that to you, and you got a problem with people doing it to you in your regular everyday life. But you jumping on these players for whatever reason, your personal feelings and stuff like that. Nah, they people too, and they got the right to grow and get better, or whatever. Now if they just being trash consistently, then you can call it for what it is. But when you see somebody take their game to the next level, and especially in clutch situations, hey, you can't do nothing but tip your cap to them, even if you don't like them.
I think the funniest thing about it is that he is in the same draft class with Lamar, Josh Allen, and Baker Mayfield, and he the only one to make it to a Super Bowl so far.
You see it, you see it. Your favorite quarterbacks ain't getting the job done.
As a matter of fact, your favorite quarterback is getting their coach fired.
Yep, they getting all dang they all of them. And you know what they say, the way you do anything is the way you do everything. And a lot of them old ladies said they just ain't getting the job. Nah, let me stop. Let me stop.
But nah, Sam Darnold, he definitely showed up in the biggest moment in the biggest game of his career so far. I guess it remained to be seen. Yeah, this really, and we can talk more about it closer we get to the Super Bowl. But I feel like this is probably the biggest coin toss I didn't ever really in recent history that I can think of. Because I mean, you can make a case for both teams coming away with a victory here. Obviously, we seen Seattle be dominant um, for the better part of the postseason and the regular season. Um, when we talk about the past, just Vrabel just know how to get the most out of his team.
I just about to say that to me the wild card is Vrabel, because if I'm just looking at the Patriots and the Seahawks, I'm saying Seattle about to come in there and bust these boys' heads. But I mean, you never know what Vrabel, he not only is he a good great coach, but he didn't been here before, so he got they got the bye week, so they ain't going straight into the game, so he got extra time to prepare. Whatever it's really he probably put him in the best position. It's up to them to execute. That's how I'm kind of
Mhm.
looking at it. So I think it's gonna come down to the execution. Can them boys come out there and execute? And then I mean, really kind of same for Seattle. They can I ain't really tripping on their offense, but can they defense come in there and be what they've been all season? If they defense coming in and be what they been all season, then Jay May gonna have his work cut out for him.
Think about this resume though. Week week one of the playoffs, they got to play. They played the Chargers defense. Week two of the playoffs, they got the Texans. Week three of the playoffs, they played the Broncos in Denver in a blizzard. If that ain't a hell of a
Yeah, that's a nice little
training.
lineup.
If
That's a
that ain't a
nice
hell of
little
a
lineup.
trainer for the Seahawks,
It is the thing about it. The thing about that is I could be wrong, but I think Seattle offense will give more than all three of them teams offenses that they came in there with because they just like they didn't
nah,
really they
that's a good point. That's a good point.
I don't think they offenses really came in there and showed up. Like Texans definitely didn't. I don't really remember that Chargers game. I don't remember what they. I think they was.
Man, the
I think
Chargers,
Herbert went to bed, ain't he?
yeah,
Yeah,
his offensive line went to bed, and in turn, that made him went to bed.
right. So it's gonna be the same. Can the pack? Can they get to Sam Darnold and make him? Because we know what Sam Darnold. Nah, I done turned a new leaf on him as just for right now. But I do. I still know that
What he
he
capable of.
what he capable of. Just like a boxer trying to learn a new move. He getting how to fight different. He getting some tough waters. He gonna revert back to his old self. Same
Yeah,
same thing with this. So if they can get to him and disrupt him, then they might can make him fluster, make him cough it up, errant throws and stuff like that. And you'll probably see a close game and the Patriots pull it out because that's gonna be the best thing going for them. The same close games they done had with all three of them teams, they want to have the same kind of close game with Seattle and sneak a victory in. But it's all gonna come up, like I said, it's gonna come down to execution. Um can they make Sam Darnold play like they made them other offenses play?
and that's gonna be a good one. And we gonna break it down a little bit more uh next week when it get closer to that game. But that's really
And I
all we
like
had.
Sam Darnold over all them quarterbacks that they play
Yeah,
anyway.
yeah. Damn.
Nah, except
Yeah,
for
because
Stroud.
I was getting well, I mean shit. Stroud.
Now I ain't saying he better than him. I'm saying I like Stroud better than I like
Okay.
Sam Darnold.
Yeah. But that's really all we had for this week. We come at you next week with you know what happened throughout the week. We might be coming with you with who we hired for a new OC. We might not. Obviously it's always the potential for some new roster moves. Getting closer and closer to the start. We just now the NFL season ain't officially over with yet, but
Right.
it just
Yeah.
is for the birds. So we'll come with probably be some new head coaching positions filled by this time next week,
Yeah,
and
we
that's
got
going.
we got
Uh,
positions on defense to fill too now.
yeah, we
Coaching
do.
wise. I think we just hired somebody, maybe. I feel like I seen the post that said
We did,
we
but I can't
promoted
remember his
somebody.
name.
I think we promoted somebody to Christian Parker spot or something like that. Me either.
Yeah. So we'll talk about all that in the next one. But hey, we could have something on the docket for primetime sports outside of the NFL season. We got a big fight this week with remind me who fighting this week?
The two main people on the cards, or the two headline fights on the card, is Shakur Stevenson and Teofimo
Tia,
Lopez, and Keyshawn the
businessman.
businessman Davis, and Jermaine Ortiz.
Yeah. So we could be coming to you with that one, and that's on Saturday, ain't it?
Yeah, on the 31st Saturday.
Yeah, it's gonna be a Saturday night. So that could be our first show that's not featuring the NFL game. So stay tuned for that one. We'll go ahead and let you know in plenty of time so y'all can go ahead and tune in for that one and get that play by play on that one. But outside of that, stay tuned for things that we got coming down the pike, and we'll see you either this Saturday or next week. And as always, go birds.
Go Birds, baby.